If you're a food and drink brand and your product isn't performing the way it should, maybe the sales have slowed down or the review keep mentioning that the taste is not that great, I have creating something to help you. It's called the Flavour Blueprint. It's a free guide that based on the process I use with my clients to fix their underperforming products. If you're tired of guessing and you want clarity before another batch, download your free Flavour Blueprint. If you want to create food or drink products that actually taste amazing, get the repeat purchases and see your sales go up, you need a flavor strategy. I'm Manon Galizzi, food scientist and flavor expert, and in this podcast I share what I've learned from helping food and drink brands create new products from scratch, choose the right flavor direction, or fix the flavors that are not working. Welcome to another of my 30 days podcast challenge. How do I validate my food or drink product before launch? That is a good question, isn't it? The first thing that I can tell you is one person should never approve the final product, whatever it's a food or drink of your business. Not the CEO, not the founder, not the manager, not the director, whatever title they are, I don't give a shit. Not one person should never approve the final food or drink product. And it's something that really triggered me in a way. It's something that really pissed me off because I've worked in a big corporate food and drink company and I saw some of the projects where a dozen of people are involved, multi-skilled. It's been a year. We already done very expensive consumer testing, approved by the consumers. The product is ready to launch. The project, like I said, has been done for a year, ready to launch. And the CEO alone try the product, doesn't like it. And just like that, straight into the bin you go and back to square one. Why? What the hell? I mean, what the hell? That man. Why? Whoever the titles, they are not your target consumer. Most of these persons don't even know how to taste. They are not from R&D. They don't have a food background science. They don't have a flavor experience. They literally don't know how to do a proper constructive tasting. And the only thing is basically, I don't like it. That's it. You think you have a universal palette that represents all of your target consumers. Who cares? Who cares if the CEO or the founder doesn't like it? What you have to focus as a food and drink business is, first of all, always focus on the objective and never on the personal preferences. I know it can be very difficult, especially for some founders where it's their baby. Maybe it's a recipe that comes from the family recipe that comes from a grandma or mother or dad or granddad. So there is this personal attachment to your product. You are the one that created that food and drink business. You have created from scratch that product. So it is normal to have this emotional attachment to it. But you have to remember, who are you doing this product for? Are you doing it for yourself, for your own consumption? Are you doing it for your family or friends? Or are you doing it for thousands, even more, thousands and thousands of your target consumers? I'm not saying every consumer in the UK. I'm saying target consumers. Okay, there is a difference. I don't think the founder should have a huge impact on the final decision of the product because it's not going to be objective. As a food and drink business owner, you have to remove the emotional. You have to be much more analytical and objective in your product launch. This is the only way you're going to succeed. If you're not listening to your team, if you're not listening to your consumers, your product and potentially your business are going to fail. You have to adapt to your target consumer's palate. You have to listen to critical feedback. I gave some constructive, not very pleasant, but constructive feedback when I was at the Bread and Jam Feel Good Summit. I know the name was Feel Good Feedback, but I just thought, this is my job. I do that for a living. I'm going to give them constructive feedback so their product can be from great to amazing. And some of them took that constructive feedback very positively. One of them even shook my hand off. Thank you so much for telling me this. And some of them completely dismissed what I said of basically, you're just one opinion, I don't give a damn. I'm just thinking of your target consumers and what the retailers are going to say. That's one thing to be on shelf, is another to staying there and staying there for a long time. You have to listen to your consumers' feedback or to the professionals' feedback. So let's go back to our main question. How to validate my product before I launch. You have to rely on data and fact. The first thing that you have to ask your consumers or yourself is if the taste and the flavors is balanced and rounded. If there is a flavor, good or bad, pleasant or unpleasant, that overpower, then it's not going to be balanced. If your flavors say, for example, lemon and lime, you have to be sure it's balanced in a way where the consumers can taste both lemon and lime, and there is no one of the flavor that overpower the other. The second question is, does the flavor profile suit the product base? Most of the food and drink businesses I talk to always select the flavors according to marketing. What is on trend? What are the most popular flavors? And then they try the flavors into the product, and of course it doesn't work because it's not as easy as that. So rather than focus on the marketing and what is on trend, what the more popular flavor, focus on, does it actually fit my product? Can I really go for strawberry? Another question is, does the flavor profile fit your target consumers? Again, if your target consumers are Gen Z, they are adventurous, they are bored of all of the common flavors that are on shelf, and they want something, they want to travel through food because maybe they don't have the money at the moment with everything that happened in the past few years. So they want to travel through food rather than actually traveling because they don't have the money. Or are you targeting more women, menopausal, that wants something that is light and sophisticated and floral? So you really have to nail your target consumers. What do they eat? What do they like? What social media content they are using? What delivery third party do they using? What sort of takeaway are they taking? Where in London are they traveling? Where are they eating? What is their habits? What they have for breakfast? What they have for lunch? What snack do they have? Do they want to be healthy? Do they want to be greedy? Do they want to pick me up? Do they want protein? You have to understand everything about them to take that final decision. You may have, for example, 2 flavors that fit your product, but which one would your target consumer prefer? You have to take into account everything. And then once you go through your consumer tasting, understand their feedback to be able to tweak. And you can ask some of your target consumers. It doesn't need to be through a very big expensive agency. You can take, for example, 20 or 30 of your consumers, send them your product for free, ask them for feedback, etc., etc. I hope it makes a little bit more sense why one person should never be the center of this kind of decision, how it needs to be a team and it has to be consumer led. Okay? As always, I hope this episode was helpful. You can find all my tips around tasting, flavors, and product development in my newsletter, so don't forget to subscribe. And I will see you tomorrow for another episode. Bye!